The United Kingdom has brought us many famous and iconic faces, most of which are big star celebrities, and these particular group of people typically avoid the outside world just to protect their identity. But every now and then you do get that one celebrity that is just not bothered about whether they go out into public and interact with people. In recent years, we've had this one celebrity. Well, he's not really a celebrity, but he is starting to become one in most people's eyes, and that person would be Billy Moore. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with Billy Moore, he is this English YouTuber who was once a drug addict, but eventually fight back and got himself clean. The man has went through hell and back, and in the process, he has now made a bunch of stories that talk about his life, including a Netflix film, which I will be talking about in a minute. And that film, entitled, would be A Prayer Before Dawn. This film basically documents Billy during his youth when he was in Thailand. And basically, he went to Thailand just to get away from all the shit that he was dealing with back home. And then he became part of this drug thing in Thailand, and that's apparently what got him arrested. The film does include Muay Thai, and I have practiced Muay Thai myself. I mean, they call it Thai boxing, but, you know, the actual name for the word is Muay Thai. But, yeah, so in the case of Billy Moore, when he was in prison, he was... You know, he became like a member of the one of the best type boxing, you know, things, and he ended up fighting a bunch of people, and that's apparently what got him, got him out of prison. He was practicing all this Muay Thai in prison, mainly as like a survival tactic from rivaling people. Now, obviously, he wasn't like going around hitting people, especially the authorities, but he did ask the authorities, can he like go around to certain places and like do training Muay Thai, and you know, because of how successful he was, they eventually let him out of prison and let him like go back to his own country. Now, Prayer Before Dawn wasn't a massive successful blockbuster as much as it appeared that way, but it wasn't a direct flop as well. With its focus on the harsh reality of prison life, there was a lot of things in this film that caught me off guard. I won't really mention the specific things that went on in this film, but all I will say is that it's like one of the things that showcases the brutal reality of prison life, especially like, you know, in a foreign country. And I was off scratching my head thinking to myself, did Billy actually go through this? Did he actually see this? Did they actually make him do this? Or was this all just part of the film? Because what you need to keep in mind is that there are times where the creators of non-fictional stories can sometimes change some of the scenes, change the whole story in general just to fit their narrative or make it seem more gritty than what it is, or just more, you know, entertaining for like the younger youth. But yeah, this film, most of the things that happened in this film, the actual gritty ones, just felt far too real and far too exaggerated to not be fake. Now, this is the part that sort of interests me the most, because The Prayer Before Dawn doesn't really have that many characters. It mainly only focuses on Billy and his life story. And most of the side characters, like the Thai police, the Thai prisoners, we don't really get to know them that much. And from what I've heard, this film doesn't really have subtitles for it. I mean, to be honest, I can't really remember. I remember watching it like a fortnight ago, and I can't remember seeing the subtitles. And to be honest, I don't even know whether there actually was some on there. But yeah, from what I heard with some guy's review, he said that the film didn't have subtitles on it, and that sort of like added to the scariness on how he doesn't understand what these people are saying and, you know, what's actually going on. And come to think of it, that actually is a really good way of expressing how he's feeling and how he's, just going through the prison life and stuff. So my overall thoughts on Prayer Before Dawn is that it's solid, it's insightful, and it was gritty. It was a very gritty film. It definitely did have its flaws, and the only thing that made it hard to watch for me was a lot of the disgusting scenes. I won't go into full detail what they are, but I'll just say let you watch the film for yourself to make up your own mind. But I will be warned, they are intense, and if you've seen Pulp Fiction, then you probably understand what I'm on about. I mean, Pulp Fiction had a lot of disgusting, vile scenes, but they were in Pulp Fiction. They were all executed in a sort of funny way. Like this Prayer Before Dawn just makes all the disgusting moments in Pulp Fiction look like comedy, because they were that intense, they were that disgusting and vile that it just made it feel hard to watch in places. But at the end of the day, that's just prison life, mate. That's how prisons go, and it just comes to show just how harsh they can be. And I'm just thankful that Billy just got out of it scot-free. And as of today, Billy has now returned to Scousland where he belongs, and has now got his own YouTube channel where he documents all the homelessness and all the crime that goes on in the UK, not just in the UK, but also throughout the most of the world as well. Most of the controversial stuff that he covers in his videos are mostly civil, like when he gets into debates or conversations with people. But he does get them rare occasions where he stumbles across the odd person every now and then and gets into an altercation with them. But for the most part, he's very talkative, as you notice in a lot of his videos. He has met a few people, some good and some not so good. Hell, he's even visited most parts of North Wales. Surprised I didn't bump into him. Now, the first time I've ever really got to know who Billy Moore was when I was sitting down having dinner, and one of my family members decided to put something on the TV on YouTube, and he decided to put one of Billy Moore's videos on. And that's how, and we ended up starting this little trend where every dinner time we started, we just sat down, had our tea, and then just watched one of Billy Moore's videos, see what he's up to. And that's how I grew interested in the channel and the stuff that he does, because he was once a drug addict and then he got himself clean by, he had a proper quick change of heart and then just started getting himself clean. And I think that's what most people need to be. They can't just, be on the streets and just beg for money and just take more and more drugs, because that's just a miserable life. And he's obviously he's not going around hating on them and attacking them. All he's doing is trying to help them and try and get them to stop being an addict, if you know what I mean. And if he does come in contact with an actual volatile person, then he will defend himself. I mean, that's just how it is. But anyway, I hope you've all enjoyed the video, and I hope you've I do recommend checking out Billy Moore's movie, reading a few of his stories, and maybe even have a chance of watching some of his videos if you have the time. That is it for this video. I am Star Invader, and I'll see you all in the next video.